And so about this, the data and the information and how is this behavior inside the workplaces, I got this term, the Brogrammer Culture. That for me was kind of annoying to research about it. I think that most of you know about these terms, but I think it's really important to everyone to be aware of this because because we are here to discuss some projects. I'm going to explain some projects, some app projects that you can take this idea to work into. So the Brogrammer Culture is the culture that has as references the Silicon Valley and all the fraternity, social protocol of all the guys gonna help each other and gonna we are the bros, we are the brothers, we should work together and protect ourselves. So this fraternity idea came to for the programmers culture and start to interfere in women's career. Because how I found this, when I was researching about how was the percentage of women that keeps working inside tech companies, they answered 55% answered that the culture of the company is one of the main reasons that most of the time women they decided to get out from the companies. So that's the way that I found this term, programmer culture. And so when the guys they decided just to protect themselves from the university to the workplaces, this affects women works too. So get more harder for women put their point of view inside the projects and inside the companies. And from this comes these 4 terms. There is more, but this is the main one that there is mentorrupting. Mentorrupting is a new word for men and interrupting. And mainly it was really discussed during the US elections last year, because at the first debate, Donald Trump, he interrupted Hillary Clinton for 51 times in just one debate. And most of the time, we can see this a lot of the media, like during when people gonna receive some award and women they're really interrupted by guys. And after I'm gonna talk about an app that was developed based on this idea, and mainly inside meetings, inside companies, that when women want to talk some ideas, the men are always interrupting them. And so this takes us for mansplaining. That is the junction between man and explaining. It's when a man, just because he's a man, he thinks that he knows more than a woman, and all the time he's trying, when he speaks with a woman, he's trying to explain her something, a really obvious thing, oh, you should know about this because the sky is blue. So you know that the sky is blue, just saying really obvious thing. And always this happens a lot at workplaces and get really strong for women, to have a space to explain their own ideas. And mainly this, I heard a lot when I was doing my interviews with computer science students in college, that the women, they pass by this when they try to show some projects from their group. And appropriating is brother and appropriating, because it comes from when a man gets the idea from a woman. Because sometimes when a woman, she wants to show her project, she wants to show her idea, men just think, she's a woman, so she doesn't have the consideration to have this idea, so we're gonna give this idea for another guy, and the man just go there and says and explains the same idea, but he takes the credits, you know. So that's why it's brother appropriating, it's man appropriating. The gaslighting, I think it is one of the hardest one, but the problem is that all these things I have already saw this happening. And gaslighting is, this name came from a movie with the same name from, I think, 1949. It's a world movie. And that gaslighting is when a man starts to make a strategy to make the woman believe that she's becoming crazy, you know? And so, and this name comes from a movie that the guy discovered that his wife, she can take his wife's fortune just if he puts her in a sanitarium. So he starts to make a plan for her to start thinking that she's becoming crazy. So, you know, I think that many of women already pass by this, that when you have some kind of chat with a man, mainly at workplaces, and you give some idea and the guy say, no way, why are you gonna tell this for our boss? Are you crazy? You know, in situations like this, you know.